We are live. Look at that. We are live and in living color, which
it's a freaky Fractious Friday, folks.
Yeah, my hair is sticking up in the air. Listen, thank God I got hair to stick up in the air,
I know, I don't.
Yeah, well, it's, you thank heaven because, you look decent as a bald guy, you look, educated, scholarly. Me as a bald guy, I don't know, man. I shaved my head a few times, and I never really.
You're gonna fool them every time, though. They're gonna think this is a bumpkin. We got him. We got this guy. 3-card Monty right on the corner. Nope.
I don't know. I don't know. I just looked. I just thought I looked weird. I didn't particularly. I didn't look horrible, but I just didn't. I wasn't that guy made for that. Maybe I got a big head. That's why. I just got I got a melon, man.
But you got a lot of things in there. You got to make room for what you need.
Yeah, I keep a lot of stuff. It's not. Yeah, it's not. It's definitely not. Not cavernous, there's well, sometimes it is, but I try to keep stuff in here. Anyway, we are Mikey and Vinnie. Michael Knight in New York, Vinnie. He's down in beautiful Pasadena. I'm up here in beautiful Seattle. And between the two beautiful places, there's a lot of things going on.
We got fires in Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo County, a big one.
Boy, it's turned into that time of year. And, we don't need FEMA or anything like that. So I don't know how any of that stuff is going to work out.
Donald Trump's got it all figured out. He's going to release the water from the Pacific Northwest. It's going to drench California, and there'll be no fires. He told us last year how to do it. We just didn't take him up on it.
So who in the Northwest is going to be sending this water down?
Apparently you're holding it somewhere.
Well, I know we had a couple of lakes. And we got some, reservoirs and stuff like that. But I don't know that the people that run the water company are just going to say, well, let's just give all of this to California. There's people.
All you got to do is let it go, and it'll flow down magically. Gravity.
Down I-5?
Yeah, so to speak. Yeah.
So you can't go back on I-5.
If you release the water, it won't go to Alaska. It'll come to California. You can check the details with Donald Trump. He's got them all penciled in on a cocktail napkin.
Yeah, I like to see that. I hope I'm around to see that. I'd like to see him release the water.
Release the water.
I'd pay money to see that.
When it gets to weed, it picks up steam. It really starts to move.
Does it really? Or smoke, actually. It just goes, some of the ideas you just wonder. You just sit there and you wonder what, he's got the ideas of a 5-year-old.
Not even.
I mean, to send water down there would take years of building pipelines and all of this kind of stuff. I mean, in practicality, the idea is good. If you got all of this water, why not send it to someplace where you could use it? But I don't know. I try not to listen to what he says anymore.
He's gonna challenge the translators because he's going to be talking and Putin's going to be talking. They're both going to be translated by their own people. And Putin's translator is going to tell Trump's translator some of the truth, but not all of the truth. And then it's lunch. Let's break for lunch.
Together, right? They're ready to. They're ready
to carve up Ukraine.
And where is Zelensky in all of this?
He hasn't been invited.
So we'll tell you what to do with your country.
So he's already given them a demand that neither one of them will agree to, and that is he surrenders no land whatsoever in the talks. That's a good place to start. Well, we're going to keep this. Nope. We do not agree with that. Well, we're going to keep this. No. Well, you can't have that either. That's ours. Well, we've had the Crimea for years. Yep, and it's ours. Sorry.
Well, that doesn't seem like it's going to go far, fast.
They can't decide where to meet. Here's the choices: Switzerland, Rome, Hungary. Hungary. Where would you meet in Budapest? Or have you guys meet in Buda? You guys meet in Pest. And one other. Oh, the United Arab Emirates. Because Trump wants to look at their Air Force and see what kind of planes he can have.
Yeah, see if they'll give him a plane or two. I would like to. Well, out of that card of choices, I don't want him to meet in Rome. I just because then the Pope is going to get involved, and he'll
go in and do some straight talking, Chicago style.
Yeah, I don't think he can help either of these guys. I think they're beyond redemption. So
just call him on it then.
Yeah, I would probably go with. Budapest is a nice city. Doesn't get enough publicity.
Well, they got some problems with tourist dollars because of their authoritarian leader, Horgan.
Yeah, well, but if listen, if people stop going to countries because they got authoritarian leaders,
go to Switzerland. It makes sense.
Yeah, so Switzerland's not bad.
Where do you want to meet? Geneva, Zermatt?
Yeah, and I like the idea of the neutral, city that's always neutral or country that's always neutral.
It's a rare thing in this world.
But, then Trump will probably want to try to buy it or take it over.
I think he's a little short when it comes to deal making. Don't make a deal with the Swiss. The deal's done before you get there. You just think you're making a deal.
Yeah, well, they have that way about them. We got this covered. Listen, we've been doing this neutrality thing successfully for many years.
That's why we still have the Nazi gold they put in our bank.
Right. If you want a bank account, you don't want to show anybody, you get a Swiss bank account. If you if you want to show neutrality, you go to Switzerland. So maybe that is the right place. Just think, you watch all these World War II movies, and they're always talking about the Geneva Convention. I mean, that's Switzerland.
That's Switzerland.
So yeah, maybe that's a good. Except Trump has to watch his butt in Switzerland because they got a lot of electric cars there.
Oh, well, he'll just step in front of one.
Those countries, Switzerland, Norway, all those Nordic countries are.
They went electric and never look back.
Yeah, they all got electric cars down pat. I think I don't know, a couple of those countries are like 70 or 60% electric cars already.
So they'll send over the big planes with Trump's limousine in it, and if he needs a tank of gas, he's gonna have to drive to France to get it.
Yeah, or Italy. But I don't know if going through the Alps is kind of a tough deal.
Yeah, when you're looking for a station.
Where's
the next gas?
Yeah, those highways go like this,
Like what?
They're all back.
Those highways goes like
just like that.
Just like that. Like that. Well, it's Friday. I always ask you at the end of the show, but I'm going to ask you right now. What are you driving, Vinnie?
Now I knew you were going to do something, and I get the pictures of it. So I'll tell you in a couple of minutes. Let me get this on so I can show you the pictures of it because I'm driving a pretty cool car this week. So we're going to have a female umpire tomorrow.
Who's playing?
I think it's the Marlins and the Braves. Is it? But
Miami and Atlanta. Well, wonders never cease.
did you ever think in a million years when you were playing little league ball or high school ball that you would see a female umpire?
I remember the first time I saw an argument at home plate. Bill Rigney was the manager of the Giants when they first came to San Francisco, and they played at Seal Stadium. Jocko Conlon was the home plate umpire. Jocko Conlon was famous for crossing his arms and just sticking his chin in it, going. And Bill Rigney kicked dirt all over home plate and yelled and screamed and waved his arms, and Jocko just folded his arms and kept nodding his head. Yes, Bill. Yes, Bill. And he didn't run him. He didn't say anything to him. He just let him steam and vent and kick. And then he had to go back to the dugout. He had exhausted his possibilities at home plate with Jocko Conlon. Jocko had seen it all and heard it all before and said, well, that was an interesting tirade. Next case. Shall we play ball now? Play ball.
And didn't run Rigney or anything, right?
I think Rigney came back out and finally got tossed. He said, wait a minute, I didn't get tossed.
It must have been interesting because Rigney was a very gentle. I mean, he never struck me as a guy. I mean, if you'd have told me that he never came out of the dugout in his entire career, I would believe you.
I remember him as being pretty fiery.
But
when he came out, he always came out loaded.
Yeah, he always seemed to me to be a very quiet, kind of older man. He looked like my grandfather on my mother's side.
Older than Sparky Anderson.
Yeah, Sparky didn't get that name for nothing.
No, older than Smokey Burgess.
Yeah, Sparky was when he came out of the dugout. He wasn't Earl Weaver, but boy, he got pretty close at times.
Hey,
cat fight.
A cat fight. There you go.
Cats. Unfortunately, Vinnie I'm betting on the 26-pound cat if he just assert himself, but he won't. So his baby brother will win. He always does.
Little one beats up on the big one, huh?
No.
Always.
Isn't that amazing?
Well, that's the fascinating thing about you see videos of cats chasing bears and geese chasing bulls. Sometimes the smaller animal just says, I got this, and you're in trouble. But I outweigh you by 500 times, and I'm coming to get you. Well, I can't deal with that. I'll put it in reverse, and I'll see you later. I will get off the porch. I won't eat your dog food.
Don't have brains.
They don't have any fear. That's what the other animal sees immediately. This duck's not afraid of anything. I'm out of here.
Well, but yet sometimes when I watch them, animals in the jungle videos and stuff like that, I see animals with fear. I mean, I see some of them. As a matter of fact, I see them smart because they set up for their predators. They set up to either do something or avoid them or fight them.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting, from sea lions right through to pumas and tigers and all different kinds of animals. They just get busy. It's quite fascinating, actually.
I was seeing a video of a humpback whale using his snout to keep a seal at the surface of the water so the shark couldn't get him. So the orca couldn't get him.
Wow.
The orca said, well, I am the biggest mother in the world, but I'm not as big as you. You happen to be a whale, so damn you. Damn your eyes. I was going to eat that seal.
They just get him, huh? So he didn't get him, right?
Orca went hungry.
That's not a usual thing. I mean, they usually find something to eat when they're traveling.
I think if they look around, they'll find something.
Yeah, I mean
Friday
pretty
ferries
much
from Vashon Island. You can always find somebody to eat.
yeah. They always seem to me to have somebody to chomp on whenever they want. So anyway, getting back to the female umpire. So what do you think the reaction is going to be? What do you?
I think it'll be unless there's a controversial call. I think it'll be business as usual. They'll get used to it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Plus, if you're up at bat and thinking about the umpire, that's a good way to strike out.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a good point. I mean, it's it's something to me and you and to fans. And if you go online, you look at some of the reactions to the postings of it, you realize what idiots
we're dealing with here. What are we dealing with here?
Yeah. But it's I think you bring up a good point. If you're thinking about whether the umpire is male or female, if that's bothering you, yeah, you're just you're not paying attention. I mean, you need complete and utter concentration when you get up to the plate.
I think you're going to also want to say, well, what's going to happen when she has to face Lou Piniella or any manager that's hot?
Well, she'll back him down like any other umpire.
I think so.
I mean, really, if you think about it, you don't see as many arguments anymore. I mean, instant replay is kind of taking care of a lot of that. And I actually kind of miss them. I always thought that was the charge. Yeah, I liked when the managers would charge out of the dugout and get in the umpire's face. I mean, I like seeing that action. I mean, would you have
the drama of baseball?
You have a Earl Weaver today, or a Lou Piniella, or Sparky Anderson, or anybody like that. It's just not. I mean, you have a way to solve the dispute.
And also, veteran managers that are a little hot under the collar have such colorful things to say when they do come out to visit the umpire. Hello, how's your day going? I think you missed that last call.
I think they now I don't know. I've never been in one of those arguments, but I think they're a little bit more. Well, I actually have been in that argument with umpires on the softball games and stuff like that. But I don't, I always try not to argue with the umpires as much as possible when I was playing softball, because they're volunteers, or they're not making a lot of money, and what are you talking about? But when I was younger, boy, I used to get in umpires' faces, and I mean, to the point of I probably was a jerk to a couple of umpires.
I got thrown out of an over 40s softball game.
Why does that not surprise me?
Because the umpire was allowing the other manager to call his game for him. I said, you can go home if you're going to let him call the game. I'm gone.
That must have been that must have been an interesting moment there when you were arguing with the umpire. But yeah, I don't think it's it's funny. I was thinking about this last night. Two of the things that we used to get the most phone calls about when we were doing sports radio is that there was two proven topics that you could get a call about in 2 seconds and fill up the board for the whole day if you want to. One was, will there ever be a gay baseball player? And number two, will there ever be a woman in the game of baseball, either in umpiring or in the game itself?
And the game's going to be the hard part.
Yeah, because in a game of power hitters, I mean, if there were bunt specialists these days, if there were guys or people, men or women, but men, if there was a position on a team that was a running specialist, a bunt specialist,
drag bunt
specialist, I could see a woman doing that. I could see that and doing it quite well, especially a speedy woman, but as far as a home run hitter, I mean, that
ain't what we're dealing with here.
Yeah, I just don't think that women have the, if I remember right from my biology, they don't have the upper body strength.
Well, there's a lot of places on the diamond you can hit the ball where they ain't.
Yeah. But that would be strange. Umpire is strange, and it's certainly something to look at. But once we see it once, tomorrow, I guess she starts. It'll be a big deal. Sunday, it won't be. No. Unless she screws up a bunch of calls.
I hope that's not the case.
Which, I don't expect it to be. I mean, she's been umpiring for years and years and years at the minor league level. From I think she's been doing it 16 years, 18 years, something like that. So I'm glad
she should be cautiously nervous, but she's got the game. She's got the game figured out.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing. No, it's but it'll be I'll be interested in seeing the fan reaction.
There'll be some coverage on this one.
Well, yeah, I can imagine it. All of the networks are sending somebody,
a female anchor,
to watch that game.
Send a female sports reporter.
Yeah, well, I think they'll send any. I guess the features person or somebody like that will go. But
you got to know something about baseball. That would be helpful.
You talk about the networks now.
Yeah,
but they will. Yeah, I mean, but it's a historical day. It'll be a historical day. It'll be a historical event. I hope she does well. I think it's time. I think it just says, like the WNBA. It says a lot to a lot of little girls that that you can do whatever you want to do. It's sad in one way, only because it's another thing that's kind of an exclusive, or has been up until tomorrow, an exclusive male thing. And we've lost so many of those things. Things that.
There's nothing about being male that helps you call the game.
No, I don't think. I don't think it does at all. I mean, maybe in the old days it might have, when it was a kick dust up in your face kind of deal. But I don't think. So what's left now? We know we've had gay ball players. We know we've had women umpires. So I guess the only thing left now is women playing the game, and I guess a transsexual playing, right? I mean, that's what's left. And then society will be complete.
I hope they can hit. That's all I care about. Hit the damn ball, or I'll find someone who will.
When it comes down to it, that's the only thing I care about. If they can hit, if they can sink a basket, if they can get a touchdown, if they can help my team win a game, I would take anybody that could help the Mets win a game right now. I mean, they're like, what are they, on a 2-8 over their last 10? So anything that could help them win a game.
They swept the Giants and then went into the toilet.
Yeah. They just, it was funny because they were in the toilet before they saw the Giants. They saw the Giants and they got healthy on them again.
Well, they got a view from hey, you can see out of this toilet if you win.
Yeah. Everybody figured that was the end. And it was gonna straighten out. Everybody's waiting for last year to happen.
Wait a minute. Everyone was waiting for last year to happen?
yeah, everybody's waiting again for what happened last year, which was they started out terribly, and then got hot in the final, starting in July, and just rocked it the rest of the way, and got to the NL Championship Series. But I don't know. It's I mean, not. I mean, batting averages are down, but Lindor and Soto are hitting 249 or 248 apiece.
And that just shows you that the hits that they didn't get, they would have had them hitting 280, were those hits with people on base that never scored.
Yeah, they're just they're not. I mean, they're two right now. They're 250 hitters. They're supposed to be 300 hitters.
Dangerous among the dangerous hitters of the whole league.
Yeah, and they're both of them are underachieving mightily. And it's interesting. I wonder, and Soto is really taking it from the fans in New York. The only thing that's saving Soto more is that the fact that the Yankees are in like fourth place.
Yeah.
And they're calling for Aaron Boone's head every day. But if the Yankees were doing good.
To be replaced by who?
I don't know. I got no idea who would replace him. I mean, you'd probably want a big name to steer the Yankees. I don't know who a big name is these days. I would have thought Terry Francona would be a guy, but he's with the Reds. He ain't going nowhere. And by the way, he's done a great job with the Reds.
Yeah, the Reds are about the same place as the Giants. Promise, but no cigar.
Well, they were in the depths of it the last couple of years, and he's at least pulled them out of that, made them an interesting ball club to look at.
They do have some talent.
Yeah, they got some talent. They traded away some talent. They got some new talent. You never really, know a lot of what's going on with the Reds. They're kind of a quiet team. They don't get the publicity that many teams get, but they haven't won much in a couple of years. And
played to their expectations of being a small market team, which is unfortunate. They didn't used to play that way. Big Red Machine didn't care they were in Cincinnati.
Yeah, but that was in a different time. Now,
very different time.
Yeah, Marge Schott was the owner, and she loved her Reds and her Nazis.
Nazi schmatzi, says Werner von Braun.
She was ready to go. But so I don't know. It's the Mets are playing the Brewers this weekend, and I don't get a good feeling about that series. They need to start beating some good teams. They get to get their confidence back. I think
start with the Brewers. Come on, beat them. Let's sweep them.
Yeah, I think it's they've used 47 pitchers this year.
That's probably what the Giants have used.
That's unbelievable.
Everybody gets a shot. Can you throw left-handed, right-handed? Well, I'm a natural right-hander, but I can throw left-handed. It's just kind of weird. You're starting.
47 pitchers, man. That's quite a group. When you can fill a city bus up with pitchers that you've used this year, instead of seats and stands on the side of the bus, it says starters and relievers. When you can do that, you've done something. It's pretty amazing. Well, hopefully, I think the Yankees got the Astros and trying to think of who the Mariners have off the top of my head, but they're home again.
Tonight, the Giants start with Washington, then San Diego for 3, then Tampa Bay for 3. So the next 9 games at home.
Oh, that's good. A little home cooking for them, especially in August.
With a chance to gain on San Diego, that's going to be valuable. That's an opportunity they have to pounce on, or else I don't see it happening. Because it ain't early.
It'd be nice, yeah. It ain't early anymore. That's for sure. It's this is the time when the good teams make their move. That second week of August, you always hear, well, they were 13 games behind in August.
Famous quote. Oh, Bobby Thompson, where are you?
Yeah. Well, I didn't even want a Bobby Thompson. I mean, that got them to the final day of the season. +1. So they got to see something happening pretty soon.
They're going crazy. Oh, whoa.
Meanwhile, the Mariners are, you got to start to think about Dan Wilson as the manager of the year. I mean, they're in 2.5 games out in the West, and he's putting the game in motion. He's playing smart. He's managing his bullpen well, and he's got a great pitching staff.
And new Mariners at the corners at third and first.
And new blood, yeah. I mean, they went out and they bolstered up the spots that they needed to bolster up. And they got possibly the best catcher in the league. Some people are starting to compare him. Now, I always hate this because I think to be called another Johnny Bench or another Gary Carter or another Pudge Rodriguez, you got to do it for a few years.
And they were switch hitters.
Yeah, before you can start to make those claims. But he certainly looks good, and he certainly what he does is he excites the ballpark when he gets up.
Damn right.
When he gets up to bat, man, you're watching him. You're watching him as much as you watch Ken Griffey Jr.
I'm not just guessing. I know this is going to happen. Go.
Well, I call them bathroom players.
You
don't want to get up and go to the bathroom when they're up.
Nope.
Because you're going to miss something. There's always the possibility of them hitting not just getting a base hit, but an explosive base hit. Somebody that moves runners over. Somebody that helps them put the game in motion. Somebody that scores runs. That's what's move
them over and bring them in.
Yeah. So anyway, let me show you what I'm driving this week because this is I'm really liking this car.
Female umpires like this car?
I don't know. I haven't had one in the car, but I'll bet you 9 out of 10 like that car. 7 out of 8 doctors like it. I know. Matter of fact, 7 out of 8 doctors recommend it.
Ooh, like Chesterfield cigarettes.
Yeah, remember the days?
Yeah.
Don't you miss those? Now those ads like that are just on YouTube.
No, Robert F. Kennedy shows them every day in his luncheon meetings.
Yeah, well, he's don't even get me started with him. He's a lunatic, and he's gonna cost lives.
Lots of them.
And I just hope I'm not one of them. You know, what are you going to do to get your vaccine this year if you want to get a vaccine? Where's it going to come from? I mean, I'm already looking at going up to Canada and getting mine. If they're not going to have it down here, or they're going to, stifle.
They haven't talked about it in terms of what they release. Have you heard?
No, I haven't heard anything. It's crazy. Anyway, yes, that's title text here is the name of the car. It's the Kia EV6 that I'm driving this week, and this is a really this is what an electric car should be. It's stylish. It's comfortable. It has 300 miles or so, a little less because it's got the two motors and all-wheel drive. So I think it's like 280 or something like that. On a charge. It's an SUV, but it looks like a sedan. It's very stylish. The interior is pretty. It's very.
Vinnie rocking all those drinks. He's got a pink drink. He's got a coffee drink. He's got any kind of drink you want.
Yeah, I mean, you got cup holders with cups in them. I always wonder. They always show cup holders, and they never show cups in them. It's also very artsy. I mean, look at this floating console thing here.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, which is kind of nice. It doesn't reach the dashboard. It makes the car feel much more open than it is. Roomy back seat. You don't have a transmission hump in the middle. So, and you got, as I said, you got two motors here, one in the front, one in the back, gives you the all-wheel drive. It's got the funky door handles that slide into the door so they can be flush when the car's driving. I mean, it's really well thought out about aerodynamics and all of that kind of stuff. I mean, it really is.
No drag coefficient from the handles.
Yeah. Well, everything that you can put up as resistance lowers the number of miles that you can get for a charge. So it makes sense for you to, ride with your windows up, and which I don't like too much because on a day like today, it's like 65, 70 degrees. I'm all about opening up the windows and feeling the air come inside. And with most electric cars these days, matter of fact, most cars, they want you to drive with the windows closed. They want you to be cocooned in the car. So I don't know how
a little air never hurt.
Yeah, but I'll give up 10 miles of range if I can have my windows open. But anyway, this is this beauty, this wonderful little ride will run you just shy of $60,000, like 58, 59 with transportation and everything.
Now add the tariffs and what's it cost?
Say again?
Add the tariffs and tell me how much it costs.
Well, I don't know that you have tariffs on this car yet. If you're going to have the tariffs, you're gonna be looking at. This is the thing. You have parts in this car. The car is built in America. It's built at West Point, Georgia, but the parts come in from South Korea. So you have to figure out what parts are South Korean, what parts are American, what's the tariff on those parts. So who knows what the tariff is going to be on this car? I mean, right now there's no tariff on, because these cars are in the country already, and they're being built in the country, and I don't think they really figured out how to determine what the tariff is going to be.
I'm not surprised.
But they're just throwing crap up against the wall and seeing what sticks. But the tariff is going to be something that you're going to have to deal with on these cars. But you're going to have to deal with the tariff on everything. Unfortunately, there's going to be tariffs on almost everything. Vegetables are gonna have tariffs, right? Because
vegetables from Mexico.
So although they're saying that I think they gave a 90-day reprieve on those, but the car companies are not going to absorb the tariffs. They've absorbed some of them on whatever they have so far, and they're losing money like it's going out of style.
The estimate from 2 weeks ago was $4 billion to $5 billion this year losses.
Yeah, I don't know how long businesses can do that. Businesses are not going to keep picking up the tab for this. At some point here, pretty soon, the businesses are going to say, "Okay, it's we're adding the whole tariff on to the price, and that's it. That's all." So I don't know how that's going to work. What is going to go up per car?
5,000 a car.
It's certainly going to stop people from buying a car. There was a frenzy on buying cars up until the other day because there was no tariff. Everybody was trying to get. Now the cars that are selling now are electric cars because the federal money goes away.
Right.
On September 30th. The incentives, all that money, $7,500 that you get on a lot of the cars, that goes away. That's gone. And the manufacturers are trying to figure out, what do I do?
What can we do to replace that offer? What can we do to make that deal?
They're not going to absorb $7,500 in tariffs.
Not per unit. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, they're just not going to do it. So those cars are going to have to sell on their own. Now, states are still going to give probably some relief, but not a lot. I don't know how long states can. Or how much states can, are we going to give people health insurance, or are we going to, give them $7,500 on cars, or $5,000 or $2,000 or $4,000, whatever it is?
Well, we can't do both. So either keep your old car or just die. If you could die, that would be so convenient. Just bring the body out to the sidewalk every Thursday. We'll pick it up.
Yeah. I mean, that's the conundrum that these states are going to be faced with.
Or bring it out on a Freaky Friday or Fractious Friday.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea to go ahead and bring it out.
The Friday body pickup.
Yeah, that's a pleasant thought. That's what I'm worried about is, my own body is going to be the Friday pickup. But, so you just don't know about about cars right now. As far as, the whole thing is in a state of disarray.
Because you just don't know what anything costs.
Well, you spent all this time planning for electric cars. The last 10 years, the automotive business has gone from developing self-driving cars and putting all their effort into that.
Holy moly.
Now, the good news is that there are a number of electric cars that are on the way that are much more reasonably priced than the cars that we're seeing.
Are they American made?
Some of them are. Some of them will be foreign made. The Kia is coming out with one. General Motors is bringing back the Bolt, the Chevy Bolt.
Should have kept it.
Yeah, it was a major mistake for them to get rid of that car. It was just starting to find its groove, and I think that if they could keep the price of that car around $35,000,
got a hit.
That they got to hit. That people look at that car and say, "Well, we need a second car to go around the city. We need, most people don't take long trips with their cars." And it was a good, economical, I think a solid car. My friend JD has one. He loves it.
Great. Hello, JD.
Yeah. I mean, he just, he really loves that car. And it suits him just fine. And I think that a lot of people, the Mustang, the Mach-E, that they came out with, while it's not overwhelming anybody in sales, it's still selling strong. And it's, again, that's a car that is a $45,000 car.
Good looking Mustang.
Yeah, it's yeah. Some people think it is, some people think it isn't. I think it's okay looking. I don't think it's bad. It's you know what the problem is? It's not a Mustang. It's not a Mustang in the traditional sense of a Mustang.
Doesn't have the spirit of a Stang.
It's and they tried to push that on people, and I think it initially turned some people off. But if they look at it as purely an electric car,
if you call it a Mustang, it's like calling this is a Cadillac. Well, it doesn't look like one. No, it doesn't. It's never going to be one, but we're going to call it a Cadillac anyway.
Well, and they did that, back in the 80s. They did that with the Cimarron. I don't know if you remember, but they had that little Cadillac that was an Opel. Not a Cimarron, a Catera. Cadillac Catera. It was a small car, and it wasn't, it was I don't know. I don't want to call it a piece of junk, but it was a piece of junk.
It was a GM knockoff. It was like 3 other cars.
Yeah, I mean, it was an Opel, and GM brought it into the country. They put Cadillac badges on it, and they expected people to accept it as a Cadillac, and they didn't. And it's a shame because Cadillac now, all their cars are electric, except for one, I think. But they have the most electric cars out of any of the American brands. I think they have 4 right now, and some of them are, there's a few of them that are really nice.
Yeah. Well, are they going to have trouble keeping that division alive during the Trump years?
I don't know. I think that the people who buy a Cadillac are looking for innovation. They're going for the younger person. They're going for the first adopters. They're going for a younger audience that likes tech, that is used to tech.
It needs
tech. Part of the problem with the electric cars is that you're selling them to older people who, they're used to tech in some ways, but in other ways they're not. Young people now, kids are coming of age now at 18 and 19 and 20 and 21 that don't know a life without cell phones, don't know a life without key fobs, don't know a life without electric cars. Electric cars have been around a while now. Yeah. Don't know a life without the internet. And
I'm a hotspot, baby.
Those are the people that are going to buy those cars. But they have to be, and Cadillac is kind of an exception because I think they're aiming at a luxury audience. But before you get somebody into a luxury car, you got to get them into a regular car. Car usage is down. People aren't buying cars like they used to.
Well, they may not be buying them, but the people in this town sure are using them. Jesus.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting though, because people, the younger, and we're talking about 30 and under now, they are not as tied into cars as we were, or as even the generation or two behind us was.
It's just a machine.
It's not an American dream anymore to get your car on your 16th birthday.
No.
It's not, it's just not it anymore. For a certain section of the population, it is. But that thing that we had in our day of going down to the Department of Motor Vehicles on the day that you turned 18 or 16 and getting your driver's license, that's not the case anymore. And even when they do, if they're living in the city, they're doing like my kid is doing. She wants a car, she goes and rents one. She doesn't have to pay astronomical insurance. She doesn't have to pay for maintenance. She doesn't have to pay. When she wants a car, she goes to the car rental place and rents a car for a week or a weekend or whatever time she needs it for. And it works out better than her having a car that she's not going to use every day, sitting in front of the house.
Paying the freight.
Yeah. So that's, rather than laying out that money and, with the cost of cars now, it's not unheard of to see people that are getting like 120-month loans.
Whoa.
Ridiculous. 10 years. I mean, it's like a mortgage. But, there's people that want a certain car so bad and it costs so much, and they'll go on the hook for that, for a depreciating item. I mean, think about that.
You'll be paying sooner or later.
Yeah, you're going to pay. And it's a huge house. It's a huge payment.
Yep.
They're going on the hook for $1,000, $1,500 a month for a car payment. Eventually, now, you may be lucky, you may be working that whole time, but when you look at the situation that this country is in right now, where more and more every day AI is becoming more and more dominant in this country, that means people are losing their jobs.
You think the AI nuclear submarines are the ones we sent to Russia, or did we send the real ones?
I don't know. I don't know if there's AI submarines. I mean, I think there's.
You don't know, do you?
No, I don't follow it enough to, I'm not on top of it enough to know if there are AI submarines or not. I mean, I would have to think that there's some AI that controls some of the stuff that's going on, but I don't know. I don't even know what, all of a sudden we're starting a conflict with Russia. I mean,
and then before we can get the submarines into place, we're having a summit meeting.
Yeah, it just seems all so nuts. It's just something that it gives me a headache, man. Following this stuff sometimes just gives me. I just want to go sit in the corner and paint.
The State Department Pro said you're supposed to have weeks of meetings between both sides to guarantee what discussions will take place and what discussions won't take place. We'll talk about this. We won't talk about that. We'll talk about this first. We'll talk about that last. We've had none of those setups, none of the preliminary meetings, none of the agreement meetings. Just two guys going in the room and blowing. Blow hard.
Maybe that's better. I mean, when you get the setups and
don't expect any results. They're gonna have a meeting. They're gonna have talks. They're gonna shake hands. They're gonna leave, but the results will be non-existent.
No, I'm sure that they'll figure out a place to put a Trump hotel in Moscow, right?
Well, that they'll figure out because that'll be the first order of business. Now, where are we putting our damn hotel?
Yeah, where are we putting it? The hotel? How big of an apartment are you getting on top of the hotel? So I don't know.
Who do I call when the garbage disposal won't work?
You call the Russian maintenance people.
Call Dmitry. Call this
and
number.
Just don't stand near the window.
Tell him I sent you.
Do yourself a favor. Don't stand near the window when you're getting your garbage. If you can't fix the garbage disposal,
don't stand over there. Yeah.
Don't go home. Well, what do you got happening this weekend?
I don't think I have anything planned. I was going to start I promised Kristen I was going to start a physical therapy course, which I haven't done. So maybe we'll get that on track and get my lazy bones out of the house. And what else? I may stand in line for the 30 minutes and get that damn hot chicken sandwich that I've been dying to get for Roy's bloomin' hot chicken. But the lines are just too damn long. The place is a hit. It's a monster hit. Just people standing in line all day long.
Roy's bloomin' hot chicken, huh?
Well, that's actually not the name of it, but it's close.
But that's remember when who was it that came out with that? Popeyes came out with that chicken sandwich a couple of years ago, and Oprah couldn't stop talking about it, and Gayle King was talking about it all the time. And they were selling
Howlin' Ray's hot chicken.
Howlin' Ray's hot chicken.
Like Howlin' Wolf, except Howlin' Ray.
Yeah. Well, it's a great name. I love the name.
Well, it's working, baby. It's open right now. They close at 7. See, I thought they were going to be open until 10. It makes more sense, but no, they're closing it down at 7. They got a couple locations in LA, and the lines are around the block in Chinatown, on the west side, and in Pasadena. It's just Howlin' Ray, baby.
Well, they got some, in Southern California, there'll be lines out there for 6 months, and then all of a sudden somebody will open up a new place, and the lines will be gone.
What happened to Roy's? Oh, they're out of business. Didn't you know?
Howlin' Ray will be out there howling that he should get some customers in.
They got a business plan that only works if there's a 30-minute line. Well, wait a minute.
Well, let's face it. That's LA. I mean, it's you're there for a certain amount of time. You're popular for a certain amount of time. That's why I have admiration for the places that have been there for 10 or 20 or 30 years.
Like Musso and Frank's.
Yeah, Musso and Frank's or
the Pup.
The donut place that was it Hunt's Donuts?
Taylor the Pup.
Yeah.
And
is Carney's gone?
I don't know. A lot of things didn't make it through the pandemic.
Yeah, Carney's was another place that was open. And what's the waffle chicken and waffles place on?
That's still there.
Yeah. Yeah, I got admiration for those places because they're good.
Pink's hot dogs. That's it on La Brea. Pink's.
Yeah, Pink's. That's right.
Taylor the Pup has been there a long time, but I think Pink's has got better fare.
Yeah, they places like that impress me because they're able to in LA, they're able to make it past the hype and past the, when the lines stop going, they're still running.
There was a guy who just died who had a burger place in Van Nuys for 40 years, Bill's Burgers. And he would yell at people, "What are you doing in line here? Go to McDonald's." "Well, they're open. What are you doing here?" "They're open. Don't stand around." And he was an honorary guy who he's the one who made the burgers every day. So when you got a Bill's Burger, it wasn't just Bill's Burger you were buying Bill's Burger. And it was going to be the same as it was yesterday and 2 weeks ago in 1954.
You could smell Bill's socks right in the burger, right?
Yeah, they were in there, part of the sauce. Your sauce is secret no more, Bill.
So when he passed away, did his shop close, or did his sons take it over, or daughters, or?
That wasn't part of the story. The part of the story was how great it had been when he was there. So I think they'll probably stay open. It's just a shack on the corner.
To the best places sometimes.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, those are the places you want to eat, man.
What are you doing this weekend besides your show tomorrow at 11 o'clock?
Besides the show at 11 o'clock, you know what? I got a date with my daughter on Sunday. We're gonna go. We're gonna go do a little. She's going to Ireland next week, so we're gonna do a little last minute shopping and go grab a meal and see her off to Ireland. And I don't know what besides that.
Is she going to land in Dublin?
Yeah, probably. I think she's landing in Dublin and they're going all around Ireland. So I'm excited for her. She's really excited.
My traveling sister's going back to Italy.
Ah, there you got it. There's a good place to be going right now.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Give me Italy. Give me Portugal, Spain. It all seems to be pretty good at the moment. All right. Well, I will talk to you on Monday.
Good to talk to you, Vinnie. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Good show tomorrow at 11.
Thank you. Don't forget to tune into Drive Time right here where you click to hear this show tomorrow morning at 11 on most of these same stations, as Red Skelton used to say. I'll see you Monday.
Something to do with Manischewitz.
Yes, I'll see you Monday if the Lord's will. Creek don't rise. Peace, love,
until then.
Manischewitz, baby.
What a why. See
you, Mikey. Thank you all for listening, too. We always appreciate it. And we'll catch up with you. I'll see you tomorrow. Mikey and I will see you on Monday. Bye-bye.